Hey everyone, welcome back to Hearthstone. Today I'm showing off a new Hunter deck for the Witchwood expansion for Hearthstone. This was posted on hearthpwn.com by Will Pone. It's called the Direbrood Quest Hunter. It's a cool idea. I've had an appalling win rate with it. I think it's like a 20% win rate or something. It's kind of fun. Basically, it's all centered around the March Queen, your quest to get Queen Carnassa, Houndmaster Shaw, which gives your other minions rush, and basically the new card Dire Frenzy. You can give a beast 3/3 and you shuffle 3 copies into your deck that also have 3/3. So it's a cool idea. Like, you can use this on like a Dire Mole in the beginning, and you're getting like a, what is that, a 4/6 for 1, and you're also shuffling 3 4/6s into your deck. You can use it on the boar, you're getting 4/4s with charge. You can even use it on Carnassa herself, and then you shuffle her into your deck, so you can shuffle 3 times as many of her brood. So it's kind of cool. It's got a lot of little packages. The guide on Hearthstone is fantastic. There'll be a link to that in the description. It runs Keleseth. It kind of does a lot. Toxmonger is a really important card. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, give it poisonous. So that works phenomenally with Elven Archer. You drop that, the battle cry instantly kills something, and then it's still on the board as a 1/1 with poison. The boars will have poison. Those are the really good ones. Obviously, you've got the Tundra Rhinos there, because if you're playing the Carnassa's broods, they're 3/2 with charge. If you've got the Tundra Rhino, and they'll draw a card, so you can do a lot of damage in one turn if you're drawing well. Don't think we need to go over any of the old cards, really. We've got Ravencallers in here now. Add 2 random 1-cost minions to your hand. That is a great card. We've got 1 Wing Blast. It's pretty easy to get that off. And that's about it for new cards. So I think it's a good idea. I don't know if I've just had really bad luck with it. It's really highly rated on Hearthstone right now. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Let's have a look at a couple of games. Alright, we got a Shaman. What are the chances he's playing Shudderwalk? Probably really good. So obviously keep Marsh Queen. Dire Mole is a great thing to have early in hand. Firefly is a great thing to have early in hand. You actually don't want Elven Archer or Stone Tusk Boar, because you want to save those to combo with Toxmonger or Dire Frenzy in the case of the Stone Tusk Boar. That's a pretty good turn 2 there. There's Shaw. Now, one of the big problems with this deck is obviously you just dump your hand so quickly, and there's not much in the way of draw. You've got Tracking, which draws a card, but also ditches 2 of your other cards. I think here we'll just have to Hero Power and go face. I really like the idea of the deck. I just don't think it's very good yet. I mean, it's super high rated. You guys going for big draw. Luckily we can kill Burlock and then Wing Blast. And if we do that, we can also Hero Power as well, instead of just Wing Blasting. There's nothing else we really want to play. We've got pretty unlucky with our draw so far. We've got all our late game things. Shaw you want to combo with Carnassa's Brood. Tundra Rhino you want to combo with Carnassa's Brood. Toxmonger is okay. You want to combo him with Elven Archer and Stone Tusk Boar, which we can't do yet. We'll just have to play Tol'vir. I still think it's a good idea to maybe ditch one of the trackings and replace it with a second Toxmonger. There you go, you can see we've actually got part of the combo there. We've got Toxmonger and Elven Archer. Probably a good idea to save it. Oh, we could probably play Tol'vir and play Firefly? Maybe. Tol'vir and Firefly. And that now gives us 2 Elven Archers in hand plus Toxmonger. So I guess this game is playing a little bit more control-y. I think there's variations of this deck that play a lot more control-like instead of more aggro. So I think that might be worth taking a look at. I just don't think Marsh Queen was ever very good. Like most quests, like you finish the quest and you're like, you can breathe a big sigh of relief, you're like, right, now I've pretty much got this. Like, you know, warrior quest, you're like, bam, I'm now Ragnaros, I can do 8 damage everywhere. Priest one, you're like, bam, I can heal for 40 anytime I want right now. This one, you're just like, okay, now I've shuffled things. Hopefully I get the right draws and have Tundra Rhino in hand. Yeah, I think the limiting part of this deck is just that the quest isn't very good. Unfortunately, but here we go. Toxmonger. Wasn't quite sure what the right play was. Was it kill the 2 Flame Tongues? Was it kill the like taunt totem and draw totem? I think we will just go ahead and do that. I will play the Firefly and he will actually get poison as well. I mean, there's a good chance these guys are not staying on the board. What's he got? Probably Volcano, because he can't play Primordial Drake. And Volcano would pretty easily clear this board. Actually, no, there's 17 on board right now. So, the board does actually amazingly stay. So I can now clear with my poisons. I can get a little bit closer to playing Carnassa. In fact, I can get there to play Carnassa, but I can't clear space for her. Which feels pretty bad. I was looking, I was like, is there any way to kill one of my own things right now? And there just really wasn't. So it's nice that all those poison guys stayed there. Tracking and probably look for Keleseth. I think Rexar is the best out of all those, yeah. The amount of times I've discarded Rexar, because I'm just like, I need a Carnassa's Brood here, or I've never got Keleseth off it, but I think I've discarded Rexar from tracking a few times. So this guy's running extra heal. He might be running Hot Spring Guardian instead of Healing Rain. But at least now I can clear some of my guys off the board.
I'll give it a shot.
And we'll be able to play Carnassa. Yeah. Man, some big lag this game. I don't know what's going on.
That minion already attacked.
Probably just Hero Power, leave a little bit of space on the board for Carnassa's Brood, I'd guess. I'm still expecting a Volcano any turn. Or I guess Primordial Drake. Or Calamos. There goes my poison, boys. Yeah, I think having another Toxmonger in here might be an idea. But I already had to craft one for this deck, and I didn't really feel like crafting a second one. If you were thinking, man, I don't have Houndmaster Shaw or Toxmonger, should I craft them for this deck? I'd say probably not. Oh, I was like,
What to do?
oh, do I play Dire Frenzy on Carnassa? Because then I'd get 3 more Carnassas in deck, and that is some good memeing. But I didn't have quite enough mana to do this, Hunter's Mark, and Dire Frenzy. So I was like, okay, just gotta hope that Carnassa survives another turn. Actually, that was a misplay there. I should have done Hunter's Mark and then played Rexar. Because then I wouldn't have had to waste my last Candle Shot attack. We've got a nice little combo there with Dire Frenzy and Stone Tusk Boar. And there's Healing Rain. So this version of Shudderwock actually runs 2 healings. Or 2 sets of healings. Alright, so this gives everything rush, and of course I only drew 1 Karnas's Brood. We can play this Boar and Dire Frenzy, I guess. I think it was just important just to clear the board. Otherwise, for full memeing, definitely use Dire Frenzy on Karnasa. So you'd have like 45 Karnas's Brood in your deck? Hell yeah. But Dire Frenzy's still a good call. We've got 3 4/4 boars with charge now. Karnas's still there. Maybe we could draw the other Dire Frenzy? Nope. We're getting pretty close to lethal though. That is lethal with Tundra Rhino and our boar charging. I think that's exactly lethal. Hooray! We beat probably Shudderwock. Yeah, it's got to be Shudderwock. If it was just Elemental, it wouldn't run Life Drinker. Sweet. Alright, what do you say we take a look at one more game? I think that's a great idea. You do too. Fantastic to hear. Alright, we've got another Shaman. That's a pretty good opening hand. Like, Dire Mole in hand is just a good start, I think. Tundra Rhino, you definitely want to save to the end. Boar isn't ideal in your opening hand, because you do want to save him and Archer for the combos. But at least we got the Mole. Good old Dire Mole. Today I realized Dire Mole isn't a hunter card, it's a neutral card. Totally missed that. There you go, let's get that mole out there, hell yeah. Because I only ever see him in hunter decks. Yeah, get that wheel going. Candle Shot, all of these plays feel bad. Yeah, Stone Tusk was probably the best play. Because there's no point in wasting one of the immune charges of Candle Shot on something with no attack. And there's other boars in the deck. Oh, Ravencaller on 3. Ravencaller's so good. Look at that. Double Voidwalker. I figured we could give him 3 cards, or we could just let him do whatever he wants. Sandbinder. So this version of Shudderwock runs a little bit more draw with Acolyte of Pain. Look at how much we're learning from Shudderwock decks, learning about Shudderwock decks from me not doing a video on one without ever owning it. Yeah, those little Voidwalkers are pretty good. You can get so many cool things from old Ravencaller. You can get Chameleos, the Priest Legendary. Right, Tol'vir on turn 5 looks pretty good. If that's his whole turn, we're in pretty good nick, I'd say. It was not his whole turn. Actually, we were quite lucky there. Ooh, we can't do Tol'vir and Wing Blast. Just do Tol'vir. It's fine. No problems. We're still in good shape. Brr. Okay, so luckily, most of the 1-drops in this deck, they're pretty useless. They're just there to complete the quest. So we can play Ravencaller out there to die, and we can actually play those, all 3 of those on the right, all out there to die. We do like totally dump our hand, but we do complete the quest. There we go, there's our Carnassa. We've got Tundra Rhino in hand. Obviously the dream is like to have an empty board, you draw 5 Carnassa Broods in a row. Assuming this is on turn 10. You draw 5 Broods in a row, and then draw a Tundra Rhino, and you're like, great, here we go. But funnily enough, it very rarely happens. Wow, what a play there. I think ideally, like, you draw a couple of Carnassa's Brood and keep them in your hand. But by the time you're doing that, like, you're just, like, you have no cards in hand, pretty much. Okay, what's the play here? I think it's play Carnassa's Brood and hope for Houndmaster Shaw. Or if in doubt, just play Tundra Rhino? It's Tundra Rhino to get rid of that. Or it's Kelessethan Life Drinker, probably. And I guess, I don't know if that was a better choice. I think I wanted to keep Tundra Rhino for a bigger rush a bit later on. Really struggling to get those 3-of-a-kind fruits down there. Just not happening. Yeah, I've noticed Shudderwock's been playing Feral Spirit more recently. Aha, so now our Carnassa's Broods are all 4/3s, which is pretty good. And of course we just got 1. So we could do Ironbeak Owl, silence something, and play Tundra Rhino. Which is probably a pretty decent play. So we have the silence one that taunts, but then it can still attack, or we just silence his draw. And then do we send everything to face? Do we get rid of like the owl, for example, so we have more room on the board? Because obviously, ideally, the Rhino sticks on the board, and then we draw like 4 Carnassa's Broods. And they all go face. We're just playing super safe. Even though I guess against Shudderwock, you probably just want to play fast. And not play safe as much. Does that clear the board? I think it probably does. Yes, it does. And he heals up to full. Okay, so again, ideal play. Draw 5 Broods in a row, and then draw... It's ruined already. We're kind of starting from the beginning again here. I'm keeping hold of Boar and Archer for the Houndmaster Shaw or Dire Frenzy or Toxmonger combos.
I will show you.
And we don't need to throw them down anymore because we've already completed the quest. So he drew 2 elementals. I don't think Shudderwock is an elemental. I'm not even sure Grumble is either. So I assume those are what he's looking for. But in fact, he hasn't played How Long Can This Go On yet. So we're still safe for a little bit. Has he played all the other ones? I mean, he hasn't played Grumble. Yeah, if I'd drawn Rhino there, I could have traded in my little 1/2. Again, we'll play pretty safe. Just hoping this board kind of sticks around. We've got the combo in hand with Toxmonger and Elven Archer now. And the board will actually stick around. And luckily we have the combo in hand. Because bam, Toxmonger plus Elven Archer. That gets rid of that. I think we'll keep hold of the board. Because theoretically he's dead in 2 turns. He could do a bit more healing, but... we've got a pretty solid board that he probably can't do too much about. There's Shudderwalk. But like he hasn't even played Grumble or Serenite Chain Gang, so I'm totally safe. So he heals a little bit. He's actually wiped my board, which is kind of worrying.
Incredible.
But all I have to do is play Stone Tusk Boar. We'll play the Brood first. They also all get poison, which is nice. I guess, like, game's over if I draw Rhino. Keep going with this, Karnassus Brood. Come on, Tundra Rhino. Houndmaster Shaw. Probably keep hold of him, because all we have to do is play Stone Tusk Boar, and then Shudderwalk's dead. And that is his win condition, obviously, so he just loses. Bam, we'll keep Shaw for a bit of a later day. We're super close to just killing him. And I assume since he lost his Shudderwalk, he'll probably just concede. Because he had just awful draw. Like 6 cards left in hand, left in his deck. And he still hasn't played Serenite Chain Gang or Grumble. So yeah, that worked out quite well for us. Yeah, it's still not a very good deck. Like, it took a while to get those 2 wins, to be honest. I think I had, like I said, I had about 20% win rate, which wasn't great. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!